You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Y&R fans, I've got your full roster of weekly spoilers for Monday, September 16th, all the way through Friday, September 20th. Sharon is going to take down Daniel, and Victor Newman is absolutely going to lose it on someone very surprising because it is a family member, and it's actually not Adam this time that he's chewing out. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to dive into all the action coming this week. Let's get started. Monday, September 16th is season 51, episode 243. So Victoria wakes up in bed with Cole at the GCAC. She's very happy, and he wants to quit his job in the UK and relocate to Genoa City to be with his family, and she seems all in. Downstairs at the GCAC, their daughter Claire is having curly fries with Kyle Abbott, and they spot her parents making out after clearly coming downstairs after doing stuff, and they join them, and Cole mentions he thinks the whole family, as in the three of them, should go over to the UK to close up his place and bring his stuff back, and Claire suggests that maybe Kyle can go along with them. He takes off to tuck Harrison into bed, and her parents are like, what was that about? So Daniel tells Heather Lucy is being a brat. She has locked herself in the room. Daniel and Heather both had a bad day. Neither of them are getting jobs. They are wondering if they just need to leave town. But Lucy said she'd run away if they tried it. More bratitude. Daniel and Heather end up arguing, and he storms off when Heather brings up the last time he bailed on them. Lucy talks to her mom. She wants to say and sort things out there. She's tired of moving around and is making promises that she'll get her head on straight. Speaking of heads not on straight, Nick, Faith, and Mariah talk about Sharon. She's missed a doctor's appointment. She isn't answering calls. Faith is too young to remember how bad it gets, so she doesn't think it's a big deal. Nick thinks it's bad enough where they can no longer pretend there's not a problem. Nick kind of fills Faith in about just how bad it's been in the past, and he thinks maybe they should try family therapy, and he says if he's wrong and she's fine, he'll take the blame. Nobody else will take heat. Meanwhile, Sharon is at her house talking to Camryn. He's telling her it's time to take action before people notice that she's falling apart and stop her. They talk about her doing bad things, hoping to bring back Cassie. He even says that if she does this bad thing, he's suggesting it might bring Nick back to her. She storms out of the house, and of course, Camryn's right there with her because he's her imaginary friend right now. Nick, Mariah, and Faith show up, but they just miss her, and they notice the house is a disaster. Sharon shows up to Crimson Lights, gets kind of aggro with Esther, then heads out to the patio where she resumes talking to herself, aka talking to Camryn. Esther hears her yelling at one point. She's telling Camryn that what he's telling her to do is repulsive. It's that little scene from the promo, if you've seen it. And he's telling Sharon, don't blow it, because Daniel walks in. Nick calls and tells Esther, keep Sharon there, when he hears what she's doing. And Sharon asks Daniel to join her on the patio to clear up some things, and it definitely looks like she's going to do something to him. Later in the week, we're going to talk about that. So Tuesday, September 17th, season 51, episode 244. Phyllis Summers is busy plotting what she's going to do next. Remember, she made that pitch for a job at Abbott Chancellor working for Billy, and guess what? He does hire her. Meanwhile, Billy talks to Chelsea Lawson, and he is not going to budge about anything. So I think it's maybe her asking again about forgiving her, giving her another chance. And he's already said, because it's Adam, it's a deal breaker. We are done. He's sticking to that. Sharon clears some things up with Daniel, but she is plotting, and I'm wondering if she is going to drug him or lure him to a secondary location, because things are getting really bad with her. Wednesday, September 18th is episode 245 of the current season. Claire spends some time talking to her dad, Cole. She's really opening up to him, and I wonder if she's going to have a talk with him like she had with Victoria, where she admits that Kyle was her first real date, her first kiss, kind of her first everything, because she is developing feelings for her. And I'm sure as her dad, Cole is going to be protective, as he should be. But Kyle really genuinely seems to like her, and he is very aware that she's naive and hasn't really lived life. So I think he's going to be careful at how he treats her. I hope so. Victoria finds herself in a moral quandary, and I believe this is about knowing that Billy is a target of her parents, that they are trying to get hold of Abbott Chancellor and force him out, but that is the father of 2 of her 4 children. He's the dad of half her kids. And so she's feeling kind of slimy about knowing what's coming his way and not giving him a heads up. Meanwhile, Victor is keeping something secret from Nick Newman, and I'm sure it's more to do with this deal and just how dirty he's planning to play to get it happening. Thursday, September 19th is season 51, episode 246. Sharon is scrambling to cover up what she did, and I feel like it's what she did to Daniel. Now, I mean, I hope she hasn't gone and killed him, but maybe he is locked away somewhere, something like that. You know, she did say that what Camryn suggested was repulsive. So maybe she's done something repulsive to Daniel. Phyllis and Billy have a strategy session. I'm sure it is about her as the new COO of Abbott Chancellor and the threat that Victor is to the company. In the promo, there's a scene of her introducing herself to Lily as the new COO. So Thursday might be when we get that scene from the promo. Maybe they're going to chat at Crimson Lights, because that is where she runs into them, I think. And Lily is not very appreciative of the unsolicited advice that Devon and Nate decide to give her. Maybe it's forget Abbott Chancellor, come back over here with us, just stay away from Billy. We'll see. We're going to wrap up the week ahead on Friday, September 20th with season 51, episode 247. Mariah busts her mom. Sharon has once again lied to her, but this time Mariah knows it and confronts her. And really, Sharon has been lying to everybody, you know, to Faith, to Nick, to Mariah. And again, there's still that weird situation where Mariah didn't actually find any of her medication that we saw on the episodes, but then she was telling Nick and them that she did, and she's taking them. Sharon is not medicated right now. Let's be real. There's no way that she's taking medication. Meanwhile, Nick goes looking for some advice on how to best help Sharon. Hopefully, Nick is talking to a mental health professional, maybe someone at Fairview, like Phyllis suggested. Hopefully, he's not just asking his parents what he should do, because he needs practical advice from someone who understands this. Victor goes off on Victoria on Friday because she wants to help Billy. I think she wants to give him a heads up. And Victor is definitely going to pull the family first, don't you dare betray me sort of mood with her. And I'm interested to see if she pushes back. So Chelsea and Adam are worried that they're going to hurt Connor with these mistakes that they've made. And this scene should tie into that scene from the promo where Connor is first alone with Adam, and it looks like they might be at the GCAC. Connor's telling Adam that what he and Sally had was good, but what Adam and his mom had was something else, kind of next level. This is very precocious. I am not a big fan of grown-up dialogue coming out of kids' mouths, and that's what this feels like to me. As he's saying this to his dad, Chelsea is lurking nearby listening, so we'll see how it goes, but it definitely sounds like he does want them to reunite. We'll see. Those are all of our Y&R Weekly spoilers. Please drop your comments. Please subscribe, and definitely come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt talking Young and the Restless with you 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.